relationship with food.
we
Oh, this
want,
is great.
we want some joy. We want some energy. We want,
Feeling
you see
joy.
me all over here and I'm doing all of this.
Yeah, because what happens when you don't put fuel in your car? The car is not going to move, and you make sure you get it,
And
so
we
making
treat
sure
our
you feel
cars
your
better.
body. We treat our cars better.
I mean,
We talk nice to our cars.
If the car says we need premium to run, aren't we going to give it premium? We're not going to go to the regular. We're going to give it premium. So why not feed our bodies premium?
Welcome to Journey to Joy Live, a podcast to promote wellness, resilience, and inspire joy. Be empowered to balance your mental, physical, financial, aspirational, and social health while providing mental health awareness and breaking down the stigma of mental illness in the Black community. I'm your host, Dr. NJoy, and I'm here to help you transform life's challenges into opportunities for joy. Let's begin the journey together. Hello, welcome to episode 81, Fueling Joy, Nutritional Wellness for a fresh start as we start this new year. And I have special guest, Krishunee Watkins. She is a nutritional wellness coach. Welcome to Journey to Joy Live.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I'm so excited to be here.
And I was super excited to hear from you and who you were, because we met at one of Sonia Booker's brunches back in November, December, and you said nutritional wellness. I said, whoa, I need that. Because there's definitely a mix between what we eat and how we feel. And that's what I've been talking about ever since releasing the NJoy, because the focus is on all kinds of wellness, including the physical wellness and how we can bring back joy. So tell the audience more about who you are.
So my name is Krishunee, but I am a nutritional and wellness coach. My story and my journey started probably as long as I can remember, as early as 9, dealing with relationships with food and emotion and how it affects us. And so I suffered from asthma, allergies, digestive issues. Mm-hmm. And as I grew and mature and had a family and started understanding things, that nutrition component never went away. So I ended up getting a degree in health informatics and certified master nutritionist. I couldn't get away from it. I even for about 3 decades, I do hair,
nice.
cosmetologist, and I used all of that information to make a actual textbook and workbook on hair and nutrition and how you grow the hairs. I have a long.
So like how to grow your hair?
Absolutely.
And make it healthy. Oh, I love it.
Yep, absolutely.
That's a whole nother episode, huh?
A whole nother episode.
Okay, we're going to talk about that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. So now it sounds like a lot of personal experience, but otherwise, how does one get into nutritional coaching, or you just do it?
So it's a passion for it, one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of ways that paths you can take.
Uh-huh.
So you can go the college route and you can get certified as a registered dietitian.
Nice.
And the challenge though with that is the food play or the 4 groups that the RDA, I remember, the synonyms or the
me neither.
Yeah, but a lot of it is some of it is counterproductive. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
So you can go that route, or you can go where and be certified outside of that and be a certified nutritionist and learn the same things. You're learning the same principles that you learn for the degree. You just are certified in it. My certification came from nurse. She was a RN, that's the registered dietitian. She was one and decided to go certified. So you can now, the dietitians come to her to get their CE, their continuing education. Correct.
All right. Well, sounds good. Thank you for explaining that, because a lot of people might see people who come on here like, oh, how can I do that? So. That's
Yes.
good because we spend a lot of time talking about purpose as well. So, my first question I want to talk about is we talk about food and wellness and joy. Is what's your personal relationship with food? And I'll talk about my personal relationship with food. I love, love, love food. I'm
Mhm,
a foodie every chance I
mhm,
can get. I would love to eat out. In fact, that's part of our financial wellness is that this year we have cut off eating out because we eat out way too much and we go to the grocery store almost every day. I was looking at my budget. I'm like, oh my gosh, why are we going to the grocery store every day? So now we're only allowed to go once a week. But anyway, we love eating out. I love seafood. If you ever ask me, what do you have a taste for? I always have a taste for seafood. So don't even
mm,
ask me. You already know the answer.
mm.
And I have an addictive personality. If there's something that I like, I'm just gonna wanna eat it all the time. So, there's, like, some borderline boundaries there where it's like, is it
Mm,
comfort that I like all this food, and it can cross over to, eating disorders. I've never suffered from eating disorder, but I'm just saying in general, it can be a thin line, so we
mhm,
really gotta watch it there. But tell me
mhm.
about your personal relationship with food.
So I really liked eating. I liked eating growing up, and like you're not supposed to really drink beverages while you're eating. But growing up, I didn't know that. I just knew that I did not want to drink because I wanted to be able to eat my food.
Right.
And then as I matured, I've always liked cooking. I have a knack for cooking. I would like to say I'm a foodie myself. If it's something that I desire in any cuisine, I could look up a recipe and
Mhm.
make it my own and plate it restaurant style. The men folk in my
Ooh,
house are very
Nova.
spoiled.
Hey.
Even with my anniversary last night, I was like, we're not going out. And my son said, he just named stuff. He was like, Mommy, do pasta. So I ended up doing steak and shrimp Alfredo. And I didn't use
Ooh-wee.
dairy, I used coconut milk. So being able to take the foods and make them healthy and still enjoy them, that's what I have a passion that I can do my other passion. Sometimes I'll get on live on social media and do a few things, but I don't know how they do it.
Especially those people go live every day.
It takes a lot to prep it and make it look, and you got to be extra. I blow up the kitchen when I cook.
I was gonna say, especially when it involves food, you gotta all the lighting and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my relationship is love. I did have to learn balance in that, and I also had to learn. We'll probably get into it how the foods we tend to abuse or like more, to be able to understand what issues or what trauma you may have where you're gravitating towards
Mhm.
that food. So that's the personal relationship that I had to deal with. Like, okay, I like sweets. Why I like sweets?
Oh my
I'm like
gosh, I love
extra
sweet.
bread. Why am I like some bread? Why am I doing crunch?
Mhm. They're good food. The
Mhm,
more you eat it, the more you want it with when it comes to the sweets, and I have an all or none mentality in addition to the addiction personality, like, I gotta cut out sweets altogether. I just
mhm,
can't because actually just this past Sunday, because I think I went the whole year so far. The year was only, what, 12 days at that point, but I went the whole year without sweets, and then I was at a 4-year-old birthday party. Oh my goodness, I had cupcakes, so I ate 1 cupcake. And then my 2 little babies, they barely ate their cupcake. So then I'm eating like half of each of their cupcake because it just opens up Pandora's box at that point. I'm like, well,
mhm.
I'm eating the sweets. I might as well eat more. So I'm just like reminding myself, well, this is why I don't eat sweets at all. But anyhow, we know, go ahead.
That's okay. That's okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, we know that food impacts our physical health for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And, I had a run-in with gestational diabetes when I was pregnant. They said, oh, you could have pre-diabetes. So I really have to work on my health when it comes to eating so
Mhm.
that I could combat that. And, African Americans, there's definitely increased rates of hypertension, cardiac issues, heart issues, diabetes. So we definitely need to focus on that. So, when it comes to our impact on food, how does the food we eat impact not only our physical health, but also our mental and emotional well-being?
So first is it- I really kind of grieve when I hear people say this because I don't want to come off like I'm condemning them, because you have to have a mindset for that. And
Yeah.
that's the first thing that I teach. But disease does not run in the family. It
Mm.
is mineral deficiencies. So
Mm.
prime example, I have friends that don't like vegetables.
Right.
So just think about if
Yeah, no.
you started out as a child, let's just say broccoli. If you hadn't eaten broccoli all your life,
Mhm.
broccoli has so many health components that you're missing. You're missing chlorophyll, you're missing iron, you're missing fiber. So imagine not having that for years. So imagine, my father not eating vegetables,
Yeah.
but he got dark rings under his eyes. He got
Yeah.
digestive issues. Well, you never ate this vegetable, so this is why you have this health thing. So I turn around and say, well,
Mm.
I got this runs in my family. Well, ain't nobody eating vegetables.
Not eating vegetables run in your family. Huh.
So it's the disease, it's the minute, because it's not a disease, it's a symptom of a mineral, a vitamin that you're not getting. So that's one. And then you have to know it's not what you eat, it's what's eating you. So again, we
Mm.
are paired
Mm.
together what it is that we're emotionally driven to do. So I'm gonna give you an example. Eating crunchy foods. Crunchy foods is a sign of anxiety, not pressure. You're stressed. You're not wanting to. I love me some crunchy food. Every time I would get on the phone with my girlfriend, she'd be like, "Why are you always crunching in my ear?"
Oh
Crunchy
my gosh,
vegetables,
yes, same.
crunchy apples, crunchy chips. Now, did I notice that I was stressed out at the point and that was my stress reliever? No,
Mhm.
I just think I like crunchy foods. But until I was trained and that was brought to my attention, I had to now say, okay, what's going on?
Mhm.
So it's the same thing with physical. If you're missing out on a nutrition, if you're missing
Exactly.
out, on calcium, you got your bones. If you are not eating foods that produce serotonin, that's
Mm.
emotionally what your emotional
Exactly.
health. So that leads to depression and anxiety. So that's how food impacts your physical, your mental, your emotional well-being.
Ooh, that's awesome. So what foods, because I learned about the different alternatives that I can help. And I'm really interested in what you just said about serotonin, because like
Mhm.
you said, with our medications for antidepression, for anxiety, they increase serotonin to help with that, to help with
Mhm.
sleep as well, and to reduce aggression. What are some foods that increase serotonin?
So I wrote this down.
That's okay. That's
Uh, fi-
okay.
Find it in my notes. So first of all, magnesium is going to help you.
Okay.
Your fatty acid foods, so that's brain support like fish, legumes, your vitamin B's. A lot of times the vitamin B's, when you have low, it connects to everything, just like magnesium. Magnesium is your nervous system support. So anytime you want to relax and bring that down, but that also helps all of the connections to come together, the wire in
Mhm.
the brain. You're going to get me on my nerd out.
Yeah, there we go. We want to hear it.
they it connects, and even your food, your stomach is like your second, really first brain. So if you're not eating those, it connects to your brain. Your synapses is not wired right. So magnesium, fatty acid, leafy green foods, and even your red purple foods, raspberry, blueberries, those things.
Ah.
Mhm.
That's a lot of food. That's a lot of healthy eating. Now, do you know, and it's okay if you don't, if you did look it up or don't know.
Mhm.
Now, the same way those foods you named can increase serotonin, are there
Mhm.
foods that can actually reduce it or kind of slow it down in any ways? Because, for instance, we talk about like soul food and just, oh, we feel good when we eat soul food because it tastes good. But then after a while, what we get, the itis, the coma, whatever we call it, and then
I
we
got an
don't
answer
feel
for that.
good, that energy is low, and you get cranky too. So it's just like, is it doing something to my serotonin?
Okay, so that is a two-prong. I'm gonna hit that one, that you said about the food coma.
Uh-huh.
But the first thing is your processed foods, your packaged foods. Anytime you look on the label and it's got 100 ingredients on it,
Yep.
what it is past. Okay, so the first 3 to 4 is going to be what's in the processed food. When you get to the things that you can't pronounce, those are chemicals to help you digest the food and chemicals that they put back in to taste it. So what happens is your body doesn't recognize that. And that's why you want more of that.
Oh.
You want more of the packaged food. You want more of the fast food. There's no nutritional. It's all chemicals. Just like I love fries, and I know many people love fries. But once that grease is a certain temperature, it's a chemical that is frying that potato. So it's no longer what you want it to be. So
Nutrition is
those
gone.
have a hindrance on your. Think about our young people now that eat fast food all the time.
Right.
How are they moving around? They look like little zombies most of the time, don't they?
Yep. Yeah. What? Yeah.
But
Exactly.
that's what's a hindrance on your serotonin. Also, you have to sleep. You gotta go to sleep because mainly between the hours of 10 and 2, that's your growth hormones. That's when the melatonin come in. That's where the serotonin come in. So if you don't give that time enough to prepare and build itself, then you're waking up and you're moody. You're waking up and you feel sluggish because you didn't give your body and mind that time to restore. So
Exactly.
it's an effect on serotonin.
Yes, yes. Ooh, that's real. When you said that, I'm just like, wait a minute.
Mhm.
Serotonin, because a lot of patients ask me, what are some good alternatives? Some patients really aren't interested in medication, and that's okay. So I really like to try to suggest supplements when I can. But honestly,
Mhm.
that's just not my expertise, the food relationships. I don't always know. But
So
fatty acids, well, the omega-3 fatty acids, those are the ones I like to recommend.
So for me, I have a trusted company that I recommend, and I know the science behind it, and I always love hearing the science and and when they use nature and
Mhm.
natural ingredients to get it. So whether it's fruits and vegetables, whether it's herbs, because believe it or not, your herbs have minerals in it. Alfalfa sprouts,
Mhm.
cilantro gets
Oh, I
rid
love
of
cilantro. Ooh.
chemicals like aluminum in your body, metals in your
Okay,
body,
good.
nettles. So your actual herbs in your kitchen that you use has vitamins in it.
Awesome. Yes, we need to pay attention to those things. So we're listening to this and we want to feel better. So what are some simple nutritional changes people can make to feel their joy, literally feel their joy and energy as they start the new year?
So the first thing I'm going to say is water, hydration, hydration, hydration.
Mhm.
My daughter's stepsister came to me and she said, "Mommy, Krishunee," she said, "Krishunee." My daughter's name was the same. She was like, "Every time I tell Krishunee something's wrong with me, she'll say, 'Did you drink some water?'" And I was like, "Well, did you?" So just by drinking water can cure a headache, because
Yep.
you're dehydrated. If you are hangry, you might just be dehydrated. My
Mhm.
mom just told me this summer she came to visit me, and I said, "Look," I said, "drink two cups of water in the morning when you first get up."
Okay,
She spent
good.
six. I said, "Before you drink anything else." She was with me for 6 weeks. Now that she's back home in California, she said that was major for her. Like, she get up and everything moves, she feels energetic and all of that. So that's one. The next thing is add colors of your plate. We all seen the
Yeah,
rainbow, orange, yellow, greens, purples. Those are the ones that's going to supercharge your neurons and your DNA,
yep,
all of those things to give you joy. Those are your happy foods.
yep,
So that's going to give you energy, that's going to give you joy. And now, especially, once you get a certain age, well, or if you're like heavily into fitness, protein is a thing. Protein builds muscle.
for
If you
sure.
don't have muscle now, mind you, go back to the vegetables. Your brain need carbs. So vegetables is carbs. When we get on low carbs, we be like,
And
oh.
fruit.
So carb runs the brain. It runs
Mm-hmm.
on carb, but your protein is going to be for your muscle. You got to maintain your muscle mass. And if you ever look at a fitness influence instructor and they show you what they eat in the day,
Yeah.
it's a healthy amount of vegetables. It's a healthy amount of protein. So those three.
Yeah, definitely the protein. So you mentioned hangriness. I definitely oh, I definitely can get angry, but, that doesn't mean you can't, like, control it. Because I know my 13-year-old can get that way. I'm just like, "I understand you're just hungry, but you still can't just lash out." But my husband has to keep me fed.
Well, part of that is eating on a regular basis,
Yeah.
eating spaced out throughout the day. That'll keep
Mhm,
you, and if you start early, that'll keep you where you won't have
mhm,
those dips in energy.
mhm. But, yeah, low blood sugar leads to irritability, for sure.
Well, of
So,
course.
directly, that's for sure. Yeah. So, now how can nutrition play a role in achieving balance across different areas of wellness, such as our mental, physical, and our emotional health?
So, in wellness, in as far as the mental side of nutrition, again, we gotta emphasize fruits and vegetables. We gotta emphasize that because that plays a mental part. If you
Yeah.
go and do like or go back and read some of the studies of people who have depression, who have eating disorders and things like that,
Mhm.
it's usually something nutrition wise that they're not getting or they're
Yeah.
not getting enough of.
Mhm.
And so with that, just mindful eating when you're sitting down instead of sitting there um listening on the TV, on the phone, social media,
Yeah.
actually enjoying your
Eating
food.
mindlessly. Yeah.
So mindful eating,
Mhm.
it plays a role in physical because if you're not eating these things over time, like I've done presentations with athletes, and a lot of times, because my son he played basketball, and when the coaches are feeding the athletes, they just want to get them full and they want to get them bulked up, but
Yeah.
they're eating processed foods. A lot of them are eating processed foods. They don't really teach them until the college level that you need to be more balanced. But the challenge with that is you have more physical injuries because you're not eating a balanced meal. You're
Gotcha.
having
Just the
you're having more
protein.
breaks. You're having more colds and things like that because they're
Mhm.
not learning on that stage. And I forget his name. He said that during his high school college career that he didn't really learn how to eat to take care of his body until he got on the professional
Oh,
level.
wow.
Okay.
They're not
So
teaching the right way.
and then with emotional health, social media has such an influence on, what we think we're supposed to look like.
Mhm.
And so if you're not having that waif look or you don't
Oh my
have
gosh.
the voluptuous body and things like
Yeah.
that. And sometimes if you've been, say for instance, overweight a long time and then you slim down,
Uh-huh.
you still see in the mirror
Ooh.
that heavy person. So you have to emotionally get yourself saying, "This I'm okay the way I am. I love the way I am, and I know that this food is gonna feed me to get
Yep.
here."
Affirmations, it's important. We have to change our mindset and our body.
That part. That part.
Yes, yes. So for those of the people who actually struggle from emotional eating, we got the comfort eating, stress-related
Mhm.
eating.
Mhm.
Are there any strategies that you can recommend to help them break that cycle? Because that can be constant.
It is constant. It's a constant thing, but again, like being mindful before the meal. Am I
Mhm,
hungry?
mhm.
Am I feeding an emotion?
Mm.
They show movies, the girls have a bad day, they go and get a pint of ice cream. No. handle handle your emotions. Why am I feeling this way? Why do I crave this? Why do and journal it. talk about it, get it on the surface level, release it. Like, do I really need to have this ice cream, or do I need to go for a walk, or do I
Mhm.
need to talk to my girlfriend? So being mindful about, are you hungry? Listening to your hunger cues. Am I feeding an emotion? So awareness of that will help you handle that a little bit, and then create alternatives. Like my mom used to say, you got to carry some bars, some nuts in your purse. We go all day without eating, and then we don't know what's going on with us. If we have that nutrition in our purse, in our bag, making sure we have healthy options,
Mm.
we won't pull into the fast food because we so hungry, and we just gonna get some chicken tenders.
Right. We have something. And I
So
like that oranges are just so good. I just have to have an orange on me and actually eat it. And I'm like, okay, good. Yeah.
think about it. When
Ah,
our kids are small, we got a big bag of food for them. Well, at least I did. Here,
yeah, no, we do.
have this. So you have to do the
Have it
same
ready
thing
for
for
yourself.
yourself. And then stress management, meditation,
Yeah.
breathing. A lot of us, breathing.
Yeah.
And they say, if you are upset, don't eat, because your stomach cannot digest. And I had digestive problems, and I would be angry and eating, and my stomach feel like rocks rolling in my stomach. So, and there are doctors and scientists that says, if you're upset, don't eat, but just breathe.
Oh, yes. And then it's okay to drink some, water, because sometimes we might feel the hunger or, but water can actually make us feel better because maybe you're just dehydrated too.
Yeah.
I love water, but that's just me. See, some people just really don't like water. There are
Yeah,
people
they
that's
don't.
all they drink is soda and no water at all. So, ooh, that's a whole nother thing. Okay. So let's see. Let's get to now. What are the top three foods? Oh wait, you did answer this. The top three foods or habits you suggest incorporating into our day. Oh, maybe we'll do habits things. I think you said food. So suggest incorporating into our daily lives to create a foundation for nutritional wellness and sustained joy.
Okay, so I would do nutrition dense food. So
Ah,
nutrition dense food, if you're focusing on that, your fruits, your vegetables,
yeah.
if you're a meat eater, your proteins, know where your source is. If you're a vegan, you have your legumes, you have your herbs. So those are the nutrition dense food. The habit is unpacking your trauma. So if you know there's
Ooh.
something that is bothering you, sugar is love, insecurity, not knowing. Like I said, salty. If you just gotta have salt on your food, you're angry about something. You
Mm.
creamy, you need a hug. If you want pastas and creams and fish, we got to deal with this. So those types of things. So that is before you eat. So, and then have gratitude.
Worse.
Gratitude is everything. Gratitude to change your whole actually gratitude to change your whole DNA.
Mm-hmm.
It'll change your whole, that's a nutrition tip in itself.
Yep.
That changing that and just staying consistent, like we said before, with hydration.
Oh, yes, that's really good. These are some really great tips. I really appreciate it. Was there anything else you want to tell the audience that we didn't get a chance to talk about?
Um, just really learn how to read labels and be okay with putting it back on the shelf. Get back to cooking your food, because seed oils is a big thing right now, and it causes a lot of inflammation.
Mm.
Learn how to cook without the oils. The best thing that I like looking for when I'm looking for ideas to cook, y'all, they need to give me some money, but Pinterest.
Ah,
So
yeah.
you just gotta have, okay, I don't like broccoli, and be willing to try your foods and different recipes over and over again. My daughter didn't like asparagus, but I had cooked it 20 times before. She was like, "You gonna make me like it?" Yes, she liked it with a little olive oil and some cherry tomatoes and garlic.
Honestly, my answer to that, like people who don't like vegetables or kids that think vegetables are yucky, they are. Like I don't like the way asparagus tastes, but I do eat it because I know it's nutritional. And we seem to be in love with the seasoning. Like once you season the vegetables, it's really good. But I mean, what vegetable actually tastes good? Maybe carrots?
I love all vegetables. I
I
do.
love them because they're healthy. I don't
But
actually like the taste.
you gotta figure out a way
But
that
I'm fine with it. I'll have a salad with just spinach and that's it, no dressing, because I just know I need to eat it, and I'm
but
fine
that's
with
you
that.
and I. That's you
Oh,
and I. That's not the person. You gotta help the person that be like, I don't care if you put ketchup on it, I
it's
don't like
gotta
it.
taste good.
So the thing is to find ways. I literally, when I was in college, I took my group that I was with, I took them lunch and I took them a veggie wrap and I
Uh-huh.
had the hummus in it and I chopped the vegetables in it and seasoned it up and everything and roll. It was like, we know this is healthy, but this is so good. This is so
And
good.
that's okay, 'cause when I say a Nina salad is a salad, it's got the spinach, but it's got all the fruit on it and the nuts and the really good vinaigrette and just all kinds of things. After a while, you're like, "Is that even healthy?"
Look, food combination. That's gonna be everyone's homework. Food combinations,
Okay,
and
good.
that ties to that food coma.
Yeah, and when my 13-year-old was 6, I used to have to put barbecue sauce on his broccoli. He would eat it too.
Really? But you know
The
how you get
4-year-old.
started. They used to teach you broccoli and cheese go with everything, but that'll create
Hmm.
mucus. So yeah, they
Oh, the
used to
cheese.
broccoli and cheese.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
But
but I
my
love
daughter,
cheese. Krishunee, you say I can't eat cheese? Is that what you're saying?
look,
I love
if
cheese.
your nose is stopped up, or if you find yourself clearing your throat after you eat something, your body is telling you something.
Oh, I do have a lot of mucus, and my nose runs all the time. And after I work out, the
You better
mucus is
put
like
that
in the
cheese.
back of my throat. It's funny because I'm trying to be healthier. So we eating less meat. We got the veggie wrap. I used to get the veggie wrap from Publix. Now I know
Okay.
how to make it, but we put a lot
Uh-huh.
of cheese in it because that's the protein part.
No, switch it to
No.
hummus.
Oh, hummus instead of cheese. Okay.
Yes. Yes, get the
Oh,
what is it?
that
The
helps.
red
I love
pepper
hummus.
one? Yep, get the red pepper one, the tempeh. You won't need no cheese. I actually went because
Okay.
I used to get mines with they put too much feta on it. And I was like, let's,
Oh yeah,
I
feta
cut it
can be
down and
good.
now I switched to hummus and that's your protein on your veggie wrap.
Uh-huh. But that smoked Gouda cheese, it's my new like discovery. I love it.
Look, until now, this is what we want to also add for people who are saying the same thing you're saying. Okay, well, have it in your life, but have it a little bit. Don't have it every day because foods, even though they leave your body, they're supposed to. Cheese have a hard time, but they leave your body, but they still stay in chemically.
Wow.
So it could be
Real.
6 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, especially if you're eating that same food every day.
Mhm. Yep, 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 yep.
Long
Okay.
term,
Food for thought.
food for thought.
I mean, you want the good foods and the good chemicals to stay, not the bad chemicals.
Absolutely, because we want this DNA to stay intact. We want our brains, our emotional health, our joy to all come from we're eating these foods that are supercharged. Think about, do you remember back in the day how the superheroes they had something to charge up their energy?
Spinach. Oh, I'm thinking about Popeye.
Absolutely. Papa, but that's what he did. Think about it. That's what he did. He had extra muscles when he had his spinach. So now
Oh man.
you want to think your blueberries and your raspberries. That's your brain health. That's your cellular health.
This is real because when I think about the days, because intermittent fasting is how I lost weight. I lost
Mhm.
maybe 25, 30 pounds after the baby. And um, the other day, I think it was Saturday. Like I wasn't even trying to fast, but it just so happened, like the whole day. It just so happened it was like 3 o'clock and I hadn't eaten since the previous day because my husband was like, why don't you try to fast? And I had worked out and everything. I'm like, how am I going to work out and then still not eat? But I was
Mhm.
busy and it worked out but I felt good, which was really weird. So it just
No, it's not
shows
weird. It's not
right,
weird.
it's what we're talking about. It's what
Let
we're
me
talking about because the
let,
foods that we eat makes us
absolutely, but let
sluggish.
me let me share this with you since you I don't know how much time we have, but I just want to share this with you so the next time you intermittent fast, you will know why at what because I just got off a 3-day fast.
Nice.
And so, but you have to know why you're doing the fast. If you're not doing it spiritual, you're doing it for health. So
Right.
12 hours, 12 to 15 hours of intermittent fasting shifts your body into fat burning.
Oh.
Burning and the growth hormone is triggered, the body starts repairing. So that's 12 to 15 hours of intermittent fasting. At the 17th hour, your glucose is down, your nutrients have gone down, and your cells begin to repair the mitochondria, making glutathione. It detoxes your body of pathogens,
Love
autophagy.
it.
So 24 hours triggers gut repair. Stubborn weight loss or fall off. That's where you get the flat stomach and you lose all the weight at,
24-hour
at
fasting. I don't
24
know.
hours and your mental chatter stops. And then at 36 hours, all
I'm
of a
so
sudden,
hungry.
at 36 hours, your weight falls and your belly fat goes. At 48 hours, your whole system
This is
resets.
48 hours straight.
At 48, I went all the way to 3 days of
So you
72.
really did do 36 or that's not
Yeah,
36. 72 hours
72
straight. I'm
hours.
thinking you like ate
But it's
like,
drinking water. I'm drinking water
oh,
while I'm
good for
doing it.
you.
And so your
Okay.
whole system resets at 48 hours. Your dopamine comes in, you reboot, your body reboots. The mental chatter slows down, the inspiration come. And lastly, at 72 hours, it's a full systematic reboot. Your whole immune system, your old cells go away, you replace them with the new cells. Now, I'm gonna say
It's a
this.
mental and physical cleanse, like a detox for sure.
Absolutely. So I'm not a doctor, but it's scientifically noted.
Mhm.
If you on any medications, find out first. But this, some people don't get a body's rest. Some people don't stop eating.
Mm.
They eat all the time. They don't get a body a break.
Yeah. Like when you get a colon cleanse, oh God, I did it once in my life. That was what I did before I went on a diet because it kind of helped as like a kickstart the diet.
Mhm,
But they
mhm,
tell you like this is what you should eat, don't and you feel all clean and light. So you really don't want to go back to that bad
mhm.
eating. But yeah,
But think
all
about when you
that
get a fever, when you get sick, do you naturally feel like eating?
mm-mm.
No. Some people think that's bad. It's not bad. It's your body trying to heal itself. Your body
Wow.
will heal itself if you
Okay.
allow
We gotta rethink our relationship with food.
it.
Oh, this is great. This
We
is
want some joy. We want some energy. We want some,
feeling
you see
joy.
me all over here and I'm doing all of this.
Yeah, because what happens when you don't put fuel in your car? The car is not gonna move, and you make sure you get it,
And
so
we
making
treat
sure
our
you feel
cars
your
better.
body. We treat our
We-
cars better.
I mean,
We talk nice to our cars.
if the car says we need premium to run, aren't we going to give it premium? We're not going to go
Mhm.
to the regular.
Give
We're going
yourself
to
some
give it
premium
premium. So
food.
why not feed our bodies premium?
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you. I wanna leave with asking you, like I ask every single guest on Journeys to Joy Live, what
Okay.
has your personal journey to joy been like?
Oh, it's been truly amazing. Last year, my word for the year was sensational. And I was so glad that Chris Brown had the song because that was my
Hey.
anthem going in. And the feel sensational was to be
Mhm.
free about myself and let go, let go anger, let go resentment, let go condemnation. It opened up so much more for me to be able to do that in practice. It takes practice. It's not something you have every day.
Practice. Yeah.
Sometimes, second by second, moment by moment, you
Mhm.
replace those thoughts. When you replace those thoughts, all of it, all of your whole body change. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. That's what has fueled me. That's what makes me passionate about teaching everybody else and letting them know that through mindset, through food. So that is what drives me, what gives me the energy to do and the joy to do what I do.
Thank you so much, Krishunee, Nutritional Wellness Coach. You can find her at Krishunee on Instagram. I really appreciate you. This has been a great talk. I know I learned a lot, and I hope everybody else learned and those coming on listening later will learn. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. This has been an NJoy Life production. If you're in a crisis, don't hesitate. Call, text, or chat 988 for immediate support. Please note, this podcast is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional treatment. If you're looking for therapy or medication management through NJoy Life, visit www.drnjoylife.com to request a consultation. I accept Aetna for Georgia residents, and out-of-pocket services are available for others. I'm licensed in Georgia, Florida, Michigan, Tennessee, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Hampshire, Illinois, Virginia, and Minnesota. Be sure to grab your copy of the NJoyno on Amazon for $39.08 to help you on your wellness journey. And remember, Journey to Joy Live is every Thursday at 7 p.m. Thank you for joining me. And until next time, may you continue to transform challenges into joy.